Jagger fell down during gymnastics, and I'm going to be taking him to the ER shortly. Right now, Melissa and the girls are packing. We're going to be going on a cruise. I guess that doesn't really show it very well, but packing for 8 people to go on a cruise is a lot of packing, so they're working on that right now. Jagger was crying for a bit, and then he stopped. You know, he was only on, I don't know, I wasn't trying to make it sound super dramatic, but he was on one of those little 1.5 foot little triangles, like little tiny baby things. And he kind of fell awkward, and then he laid there for a second and he started whining. But then he didn't stop. So he got home, and always after gymnastics, he takes a really good nap. So he's napping right now. And then in your head as a parent, you're like, well, what if he like fell, I mean, he only fell a foot, but what if he also hit his head? Like, you think of all that stuff, but he was acting normal. He was just whining about his like hand and wrist. So he's sleeping right now. He's gonna have a little bit of food. I'm gonna take him over to the emergency room. I'll try to get an update for you guys on my phone and just kind of see what's going on. They'll probably do, I'm thinking, just an x-ray on his wrist.
All right, so our little guy woke up, but he's definitely not putting any weight on that arm. And he's acting a little off. So we're trying to feed him just a little bit.
Hey, Goose.
Because I don't know how long it's gonna take for him to get an x-ray. I'll stay with the other kids and keep packing. Hopefully you're okay and you don't have anything broken, but yeah, see, he's acting weird.
So this is a picture of his wrist. You literally can't tell anything from this because it's a photo of a TV screen, but I don't know. I kind of forgot how underdeveloped bones are in babies. You look very handsome. You did a great job. You went to the doctor? Doctor. Oh, better, right? Oh, better. So they did the x-rays, and it looks like there's not a break, which I didn't expect there to be a break. I was thinking if he had a really bad sprain or a strain or a buckle fracture, they would get a brace. But he's actually been doing pretty well. So, you know, hopefully this was just kind of an abundance of caution. Because the girls, most of the girls have had buckle fractures or really bad sprained wrists where they had to use arm braces. And if he was 7, then I would have an arm brace at home already, which I have that. But for a little guy, I don't have any braces. But he's doing good. So we're back, Mom and Gretchen. We're just making some cookies. I think this is the easy little pop-in ones.
Yeah, the little chips.
I've never seen these before. These Graceland picked out. And I literally, is this like a new design? I don't know if you
Yeah, I like it. So I don't know if I absolutely hate that kind of cookie or if I like it, because I'll eat it.
I think that's
but it's like
everybody's opinion.
Not my favorite cookie ever. Oh yeah, so I already told Melissa, but like, so what did you think, honey? So he got x-rays and you can't really see anything in the pictures.
So I was telling Jeff, like via text while he's at the hospital, like reminding him what had happened. So the kids, not this one, but Graceland and Gabrielle. And Gwen, have you ever had a buckle fracture?
Maybe. Oh,
okay,
yeah,
so two
different.
of our kids have had these like little kid fractures where the bones don't like break, they like bend, and it has like a little, like a weak spot in it. And I didn't even know that existed until it happened to our kids. But what also happened is we went to the ER, like just like Jeff did. And a lot of the times the ER doctors they're not radiologists. So they like will do the x-rays and look at it, and if it's like an obvious break, they'll be like, oh, okay, it's broken. Multiple times. So for both of the girls, it happened. And then the ER doctors like missed it. And then like the doctor called me later, the pediatrician, and was like, so the radiologist reviewed it, and it actually does have a fracture.
The same thing happened to you with your ankle.
And the same thing then happened to me like 5 years later with my ankle. We were traveling, right? Was that the time we were in?
I think we were in Disneyland.
Oh no, that was the time we were going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
So I went to the ER, they said it was fine, sprain. They were like, oh, it's a bad sprain. We go to Disneyland.
Walk around.
Turns out it was broken the whole time, and the ER doctor missed it, and the radiologist was like, no, this is definitely broken. So I'm kind of hesitant, like until it's reviewed by the radiologist, but Jagger is doing a lot better. I know Jeff said he was upset, but he doesn't like doctors, so I think
Oh yeah, no,
he just has white
him and I are super exhausted from being there, but he's doing well. He's got a little snack right now. He's been having Rice Krispie treats all day.
He loves this
all day, I hope not.
Well, remember you packed him in his little pen, in his little bag.
I did pack some little snacks, but like, did he eat all of them, or did you have some?
There were 2 little ones.
Oh, okay, 2. Oh, little ones is fine.
And also, just we got a bunch of these things, right? So that's actually the cereal, but there's mini squares is what he's having. And they're just like bite-sized candy bars. So, but Rice Krispie treats. So that's really good for him. But he's been coloring right now with Gemma. There we go. His little project. Gemma's doing stickers.
He's like, I would like every
But
crayon mom.
he's overtired though, I'm telling you.
Oh, he didn't nap, huh?
He's gonna sleep. Remember he napped after gymnastics for an hour.
Yeah, but it was a weird nap. It was not his normal time or length.
It was
so
early
that's probably
and
why.
yeah, so. All right, buddy, I'm glad you're feeling better.
So I finished laying them all out, and when I opened it, I noticed there's little like, how many eggs can you find? And you write the number of eggs that you found on here.
Oh, of each design, like this one with
Yeah.
stars, and you write that out. Maybe that's a good thing for Gemma. Maybe Gemma would want to do that, right? I see you, little peeker. And that looks good. Look
They're
at that.
really cute. They're little chicks. The oven isn't quite preheated yet.
Oh, and what do you preheat the oven to? Cooking with Gretchen?
I preheated it to 350.
Okay, and how long do they go in?
They go in for 12 to 14 minutes.
Okay, perfect. I look forward to seeing the results. I know everybody's really excited to go on this cruise. Nobody's been on a cruise before. Like Melissa and I have, but none of the kids have. And kind of jokingly, I don't know if I talked about this earlier, I don't think I did. So I'll tell you guys now, when we started planning the cruise, I got a little nervous. And the backstory to that is when Melissa and I were first together, we decided to go on a cruise together. And that's when we found out we were pregnant with Gracelyn. And then about 2 years later-ish, something like that, 2.5 years later, we decided to plan another cruise. We're like, well, this time Melissa won't be pregnant. And we found out she was pregnant with Gwen. We were actually down about to board. She got a call back from the doctor, and it was like, yep, it confirmed it, positive, you are with child. So Melissa was like, want to do another cruise? And I was like, I don't know. Because I was a little worried, but naturally that isn't the cause of pregnancy. And anyway, so there's no baby, no new baby. I mean, Jagger's 1.5 years or almost 2, but no new baby. It's the next day, and we are at the ER.
Again.
Yeah. So in the middle, well, not the middle of the night. That's a little dramatic, but it was like 9:30, something like that. We got a call from the doctor, and they were like, "Oh, hi. We took a look at the X-rays." And we see that he has a buccal fracture, so you need to bring him back in, and we need to put a cast on him or get him a brace. We have to see what they have available at the ER.
And he was already sleeping, so they just said come in the morning, so that's what we're doing. The funny thing is that like I had literally said to Jeff that the X-ray to me reminded me of like when the girls had buccal fractures, when they were like in grade school. And so I was like, yeah, like usually the radiologists review it after the ER doctor does. And that happened to us with one of the girls where they called and they were like, oh no, it is broken. And so we had just talked about that. And then the doctor called and said, yes, it's broken. So that was an experience. Jagger, as a bunch of you guys I'm sure know, because we talked about it before, has like white coat syndrome. So basically he's afraid of doctors, nurses, doctors' offices. I think it's just because of he's had some surgeries and stuff. And it just gives him anxiety. So we were in the ER, and then it was full, so they only wanted one of us in there at the time with him. So Jeff and I were kind of like going back and forth. And then when it was time to take him back, I was the one that took him back because we realized that we not only were things hectic, but I accidentally locked the keys in the car. So Jeff waited for our neighbor to come with our extra set of keys so we could like get back in the car while I was taking Jagger back to get his little cast thing put on. But basically the doctor said that, you know, yeah, it definitely needs to be like as immobile as possible. They didn't have any of the like removable little splint things, like brace things at the ER. So we're actually in the parking lot of a medical supply right now down the street from the hospital, and Jeff's inside like looking for one. But they did put like a little temporary cast on. They said that he needs to be seen by like an orthopedic specialist. to follow up, and that specialist might cast it. But that specialist isn't available for a week, and we're not even supposed to be here anyway. Like, we had that cruise vacation for spring break planned, and so I talked to the doctor and I was like, do you think it's okay? Like, is it going to be a problem taking him, you know, to go on that? And he said that it would be fine, just to keep Jagger like kind of, you know, as immobilized as possible, you know, playpen, stroller. Just don't let him, you know, jump off any things at like a jungle gym or like go into any like parks or anything like that. So he's gonna definitely be with us the whole time, and then we're gonna get him into the orthopedic specialist as soon as they have an opening when we get back, as soon as we get back. So he may get like a full-on cast, but he has like a temporary one right now, and then we might switch to this other splint thing. And then we're gonna have to see what the doctor says after they review everything. They just wanna make sure that it's not like gonna affect any of his growth plates. And then also they wanna keep it as immobilized as possible, like they said, so that it has like the best chance of healing like as well as it can and as quickly as possible.
We're home now. Jagger got a arm splint. Right, buddy? Yeah, doing okay?
All right, so somebody got his little arm sling put on. This is what they gave him at the hospital. It's just supposed to help support the weight. We did get him that lighter weight little wrist brace, so hopefully we can switch him into that in a day or so. Somebody just got a haircut. It looks nice. It's a lot shorter than I was expecting. Is that what you wanted?
You get what you get. Supercuts go in, you give them a rough idea, and they do something.
And they do something, literally. What else do you have?
Oh, I stopped over at Target because Jagger just accidentally broke his final glass bottle. Oh,
We need a couple for our trip.
Are you showing it?
Yeah, a little bit. So we do like these bottles, and they're supposed to be like not breakable really easily, but
And they weren't breakable very easily, I don't think.
Yeah, not
You know, I
easily.
mean, he's almost 2, and he's broken what, 2?
yeah, in 2 years. So,
Right, so it's not-
but we got those because we're leaving on our trip tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Which the doctor did say was okay. So we're really glad that they cleared him for that. But I'll kind of show you guys, like, this is all a mess. We've got luggage everywhere. These are clothes for the kids. Like, there's just stuff everywhere, and we're trying to get this all done in the next hour or so. Our to-do list today is long. What's
I
this?
had to take the back seat of the car out so that we have room for the road trip. How long is the drive? 6 hours?
I think it's like
down?
6.5 hours. We're gonna leave early, so there probably won't be any traffic. Should be pretty quick. We probably will
yeah.
make a stop or two for potty breaks and gas, but hopefully that's it. I'm hoping that we get there like kind of after lunch.
I took that great big thing off of him and I bought him a smaller splint for his wrist. The other thing was isolating his elbow too, and it looked like it was uncomfortable and rubbing. They just didn't have a splint at the hospital. So I just went and bought one. It was like 20 bucks at a medical supply company. So I took it off while he was sleeping, let it breathe a little, and then when he wakes up, I'll wrap it up there again in the new splint. It has been quite the series of events today. Oh, I already showed you my haircut. I'm losing my mind over here. Gretchen now has to go in an emergency orthodontist visit because her wire popped out of the back and it's like way up in the back of her mouth and poking her. So now we're headed over to the orthodontist. It's been kind of a crazy couple days, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to get packed up, trying to go on a vacation, trying to be chill, trying to keep everything under control, and things keep popping up. I don't know. They keep popping, like Jagger's poor little bone. Oh, so he woke up from his nap, and he was really kind of like groggy and upset and bothered, and then Melissa just kind of fed him and put him back for a nap, so he's sleeping again. It's just 4 o'clock, but he's exhausted, and I'm sure I said this. Now this vlog is over 2 days, so I forget a little bit, maybe, but it was super traumatic. Him going to the doctor is really rough. So I'm tired. Melissa's tired. Jagger's tired. Who knows with the girls? The girls have been staying up, hanging out, reading books. Yeah? What book are you reading right now?
A second ago, I was reading Keeper of Lost Cities, but before that, I was reading Dark Diaries and Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Which series do you prefer?
Like the format, or like just like the
Like if you had to erase one of them and only be able to read one, which one would you choose? Now, they're both great. She loves them both, but like which one kind of has the edge for you?
Which ones? Because there's 3.
Well, you said 3? You said Dork Diaries,
Diary
Keeper?
of a Wimpy Kid.
Oh.
And then Keeper of Lost Cities.
Okay, so if you had to, well, there's different games you can play, but we're just gonna say which one would you get rid of?
So I get 2?
You get to keep 2.
Okay. It's really hard.
So I had to switch over to my phone. So now I'm recording on my phone because the camera, I wasn't paying attention. Probably because I'm so tired and the card is full. So of those 3 books, which one is your favorite, do you think?
Keeper of Lost Cities for sure.
And that's the newest one though, right?
Yeah.
So you have a lot of history with the other ones, but kind of the new ones maybe because it's more exciting because it's newer, is that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So I think I'm just gonna take her now and we're going to get her braces fixed and then we're going to finish packing, get the car packed, and then I think we're super ready for our trip. So keep an eye on Instagram and TikTok and all that good stuff. I'm sure we'll be posting some stuff there. I know the girls have a number of dances. Maybe they'll teach me some of them that we can do on the cruise ship, and we'll share all of our adventures. So thank you for watching. We'll give you guys updates on Jagger as we get them, and we'll see you soon.